First episode.
Here we go.
All right. Welcome back. This is the Internship Show Office Hours, a series we created from our first podcast, The Internship Show, based on questions that we received from you, our beautiful audience, about how to land your dream job. Today, first question, first episode. I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. I think that it'd be pertinent for us to give you all just some advice and just some background into why we started this in the first place. The Internship Show, our podcast, launched back in April 2020. That's crazy for us to think about, where we talk to companies of all shapes and sizes to learn the ins and outs of their early talent programs, how to land an internship at that company, and how best to network with those employees all around. From those conversations, we received thousands of questions from high school students, current students, recent graduates, asking everything under the sun as to really how to land their dream job, and wanted to make that information public.
Yeah, cool. So today, first question we're going to talk about is how to utilize LinkedIn as a college student. I think that's a pretty good first question. We probably got it 30 or 40 times over the last, 9-10 months, from people who are high school, college, and recent grads. I think it changes depending on who you are, but I'll let you jump in and then I can kind of
think that, there's just so much to go into when you think about utilizing LinkedIn. And I would say the first thing that we heard was actually apprehension from students as to, can they voice their opinions and be public as a student and posting on LinkedIn if they aren't in the corporate world? And I would say that hesitation needs to go away as soon as possible. If you're going to network with a future employer, if you're going to get a leg up in the search process to land that job, you should try to make everything that you're thinking about as a student public, because at the end of the day, those employees want you as a student to come into as an employee and really have a voice, have an opinion, to want to make change, because that's why they're bringing you in there. So I would say, one, make sure that you're okay with posting on LinkedIn. Even if you get a few likes, you get a couple hundred views on the post, everyone starts somewhere, and recruiters want to see that you're open to voicing your opinion, because ultimately, hopefully, that transitions into what they're doing at that employer.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be like groundbreaking stuff. Like, they're not expecting you to come in and be the CEO as a 21-year-old recent college grad or intern. Like, they really just want to. It's a good way for them to see your personality, I would think. As a, are you a good writer? One, do you take enough time to edit your posts? There's a lot of like intangibles you can pick up from what people are posting on LinkedIn, kind of regardless of what they're talking about. So, I agree. I think the first thing is just being active. Or even if you're not posting, like commenting, responding, sharing other people's stuff, just being a part of the, like LinkedIn community or whatever they call it.
It's so funny to think back to when we started posting on LinkedIn, because we were having these same conversations with each other as to how should we go about this the right way. And there really is no right way, I would say, because you just got to get started. Something that we hear from recruiters is they're going to look at your LinkedIn profile picture. We laugh all the time about headshots and how it's so simple but so important. Just have a clean headshot on your LinkedIn. So many people have unprofessional headshots, and I've heard that can start the recruiter's view of you off on a bad note. So make sure you look professional in that headshot.
Yeah, it's funny. Like, there's so many small things. Like I said, the typos in the posts. I think headshots are another one. You can get them for free at your school. Most places, like, they'll have at least once a year, someone will come on campus and do it for you. But it's just so much better than a cropped photo of you at the football game with 6 of your friends, or wherever you are, and here you are off to the side. You can kind of see their face still in the frame. You may or may not be holding like a beer down below. Like, it's just not a good look. But there's so many kids who do that, and I agree. I think they get written off like immediately.
Without question. Practical advice. You're sitting here and our audience is listening, and you're like, all right, well, how do I get started networking with an employer that I want to work at or intern at? I would say find someone that has your dream job at that company, whether it's a senior software engineer, whether that's head of HR, a CHRO, and reach out to that individual, send them a connection with a note. Always make sure to include a note in your connection. Ask them for 5 minutes of their time. Hey, I've got one question about how you landed your first job at this company. Everyone wants to talk about themselves and give advice, but you have to make sure as a student that you are direct with your question to that employee at that company, because 9 times out of 10, no one's going to respond to, hey, I'd love to chat. Right. If you come in and say, hey, I would love to pick your brain about how you landed your first interview, that's something that they can actually put to action.
Yeah. I mean, whatever it is, I agree. There has to be an ask. Don't ask for an hour of their time. Ask, I agree, 5-10 minutes, you can get a lot out of that. I agree with what you said, being clear in your message of what you're asking for. I mean, they get so many messages on a daily or weekly basis, especially if it's someone at Facebook or a huge company that's, hey, I really want to intern at Facebook. Do you mind talking to me for 15 minutes? They're not going to take the time out of the day to do that, but they would love to give, advice, even if it was just general kind of career advice of, hey, I'm super interested in working at a large tech company or a big marketing agency. Do you mind telling me how you kind of broke into that space or something, just anything along those lines?
Yeah, there's just so much that we can get into for you all that we're going to be unpacking, obviously, through...
I was going to say, I think that's 10 episodes right there, what we're doing.
Through all of these conversations. And at the end of the day, it is always about what you make of it. LinkedIn can be a scary place as a current student, but people that are on LinkedIn in the corporate world, so to speak, are looking for students to grow their personal brand. And LinkedIn, I say, is one of the best places to really go and do that.
Yeah, I agree. I think so. To recap, I mean, we talked about just being active, whether that's posting, commenting, sharing things, being a part of that community, showing that you're, willing and eager to do that goes a long way. Having a professional headshot also goes a long way. I mean, it's as small as that seems. It takes 5 minutes out of your day to do that, but it's super important. Being direct in your ask to a recruiter or just a general employee, whoever you want to talk to on LinkedIn. I think the one thing we didn't talk about that also could probably be its own episode is LinkedIn Learning. I think there's a ton of, I think there might be hundreds of thousands of things that you can do on there. That I don't know how many, but there's a lot, and it's across the board from general how to write all the way up to learning different types of code and things like that. One, I think it's actually pretty good stuff, pretty helpful. I think you can actually learn a lot on there. But two, I mean, if you're struggling with things to post on LinkedIn, take a couple LinkedIn learning classes, share the certificate that you get at the end of it, talk about what you learned. I mean, that right there is just free content that you can share and make yourself look good while you're actually learning stuff at the same time.
Yep, 100% agree.
Anything else? I mean, I think that was good.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, that was awesome. I literally think we had probably 20 or 25 things that we can dive into just from what we talked about today. This was a pretty general, high level, how to use LinkedIn. I think we'll come back and probably dive into each of these topics and more on a more granular level to get there. But yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, we're doing this in our living room also. So just for you all to know, we've lived with each other for 5 years, almost 6 years now, and we have these conversations and talk with each other all day, every day. And
yeah, may as well just record it at this point.
Yeah, why not?
That's kind of what happened. But today is January 18th. We're releasing an ebook today.
Yep.
You want to talk about that for a second? And then we can talk about where to find us on social media and where to listen to these episodes.
Yeah, so our ebook, How to Land Your Dream Internship at 10 Top Companies that we talked to through the internship show, is dropping today. Free ebook into how to land an internship at companies of all shapes and sizes, from KPMG to Lyft. It's great. It's all inside details. Comes from conversations that we've had with recruiters at these companies through the internship show that we wanted to put in one central, easy, digestible place.
And the way we set up the download link, when you put in your email to get the ebook, you'll also be able to tell us what companies you want to work for that are inside the book. That information is going to be shared with those recruiters, and they'll be reaching out to you. So if there's any of the 10 companies or all of the 10 companies that you want to work for, make sure to click those when you download so that we can share your contact information and the fact that you're interested in their company with them, so they can reach out and add you to their talent communities, and hopefully that helps you land a job with them. I think that's really cool that we can do that, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just thankful for these companies as well for letting us be able to share what their programs are all about. Every single company's program is different, and there's so much that students don't know that we really hope that this ebook gives them a lot more information into how they can land an internship at these companies.
Yeah, I agree. It's just things that if you went to career services, they may or may not know. I mean, those are incredibly busy people. They don't necessarily have the time to dive in and have the types of conversations that we can have with these recruiters to learn this stuff. And it's honestly, I mean, probably one of the only places on the internet where you can find out actually what it's like at Lyft, how's the application process, or any of the other companies. But, all the inside details. I mean, you spent over an hour with each of those recruiters learning all that stuff. So definitely download, tell us which companies you want to work for. We'll share that with the recruiters.
Yeah, there'll be 3 of these coming every week. We're excited. Let us know. Drop a comment, subscribe obviously to the show. Let us know what you all would like us to talk about. I mean, there's so much that we've received, but there's countless things. I mean, this episode we could have talked about 20 different things that we can dive into. So drop a comment, let us know, email us, DM us. We're excited.
Yeah, we'll put all that information in the comments. We'll put the links to Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you listen to podcasts. Put that there. That's where we'll be uploading the audio from this. We'll put our social media if you want to follow us there. And thanks for tuning in. I mean, this is cool.
Yeah, hey, connect with us both on LinkedIn. I mean, this episode is about LinkedIn, so connect with us, shoot us a connection, let us know what you thought. Thanks.
Yep. Awesome. Good stuff.
Yeah.